James Hird may be a rookie coach, but hasn't he got some experience to call on? Mark Bomber Thompson, of course, the coach of Geelong's 2 premierships. Simon Goodwin's there as well. Bomber just lending support, maybe calling a few shots as James Hird just gets to know the ropes. It's a pretty good position at the moment for Essendon. They've certainly started well in this NAB Cup, and they look like they're on their way to a NAB Cup grand final next week against either Collingwood or the West Coast Eagles. It's as if Essendon could be headed for their first grand final, as Matthew Lloyd reminded us, of any sort since 2001. Stand as one is the slogan, currently at 40,000 members and aiming for 50 in 2011. Again, the website or the 1300 Go Bombers is the way to do it. The family day, by the way, for the Bombers is at Windy Hill on Monday the 14th of March from 1 o'clock.
7 points. They're halfway to a berth in this year's NAB Cup grand final.
Again, it was
free kick, Joe Watson.
Archer and Bellchambers that had the early contest. And again, it's Essendon to clear it cleanly with the first possession. Watson with the honours. There's no deep straight target. There's a shallow one, as you can see, with Bellchambers, and then a couple out wide. Didn't make the job all that easy for Melksham. In the meantime, St Kilda have forced Essendon to go even wider and even shorter. Dempsey just chipping ball into the pocket. Goddard's back there in amongst a host of St Kilda.
And a shot for goal hits the stick.
Block.
It's a very vocal Essendon crowd, Lloyd. I think they're enjoying this.
Yeah, there weren't too many Saints here tonight, but that's a case of what Wolsey just spoke of. Because of the worry that Ryder's giving Archer, Blake's had to come in for assistance, and you can't take your eye off the ball like that and you know, stop him getting for a run at the contest.
Yeah, glad the umpire paid that. It was the correct call.
Umpires are clearly onto it. So Ryder to shoot for goal. A relatively elementary task, at least from here anyway. 35 metres out, directly in front. No problems for Paddy Ryder, and the Bombers increase their lead.
Paddy Ryder happy with that one because Milne was chirping a few weeks back, and the Bomber gets one back on little Milne there.
So what a surprise to see Milne in a verbal exchange.
Can you get cold at full forward these days, Lloydie? Have you got to run everywhere? Oh, is it showing the willingness of players to get involved in a scrap?
Here's Milne again, 2 against him. Gamble was in there. Milne goes back to it, got his body over it, and gave himself a chance of winning a free. Doesn't come his way.
Just have a look here. It's in St Kilda's forward line. And just see if the Bombers man up. They've been very conscious of going one-on-one at these stoppages.
It's a new strapless look at the other end of the ground. 2 players, both with a shoulder taken out of their jumpers. In fact, Jetta, 2 out of his.
Lonigan lets fly. Up to the wing. Cremery, the flyer, comes back to Gwilt. Tried to fashion the handball in the road with the umpire for a moment. Raf Clark looked like he was in quicksand, disappearing inch by inch. Zaharakis unaware of how close the...
And the Saints on the turnover should be able to hurt, although Del Santo's got company from Slattery, and Slattery wins the exchange. Hands down to Watson and Dempsey, and lurking out wide is the spike man.
McVeigh to the wing. Prismal called in by Monfries. You can see their decision-making, Lloydie, with Essendon. They're really looking for the longer option, if it's a good one. You might have talked about Zaharakis not taking it before, but several times they've ignored some of the short stuff. And they're putting the pressure on from at both ends.
They've got to find a way of producing better scores against good teams. Watson gives to Hibberd.
And also, Tim, I think when they go down like this, I think it's okay when it's a 6-goal-to-4 game and you can eke out a win, Wolsey. But I think when they go down, when they've got to kick 3 or 4 in succession, what can they do differently?
Well, they find it hard to do, don't they? And that's why I think Gilbert going forward's good. Gamble coming into the club is also a plus for them. Andrew Lovett was the player they needed. absolute player that they needed, but unfortunately that just didn't work.
Terrific stuff from the captain, Watson, to start this move. Melksham, it's wide open up in the 50. Cremery, can he get rid of Gwilt? Not quite. Well played by the Papua New Guinean. Melksham back to assist. Cremery has another go, and so does, McVeigh. Gwilt right there with him, though. Still, Essendon, Melksham for a third time. But it's over.
At the crucial stage, and the Saints very unsaint-like tonight. Right on the end.
Melksham not far away. High tackle. Free kick to Melksham. He looks as though he is going to be a really good one too, and that kick is pinpoint, and the defender, Henry Slattery, will line them up from 40.
Well, marks certainly in Essendon's favour, because they've run, they've spread, and they've been very good off the boot. 60 to 35.
Mentioned Myers as a first-round draft pick from 08. Melksham first-round draft pick from 09. At number 10, he looks quality. Here's Slattery out wide. Oh, he would have loved to have kicked that. Just had a quiet word to Stephen Milne on the mark.
Advances through half forward. This will put the pressure on the Essendon defence, or will it? Bellchambers commanding in the air, enjoying his sizable height advantage over Archer. Takes a good grab and then hesitates and doesn't really know what to do. Kicks it short, made it tough for Hooker, and it's over and out.
They're going to have a decision. I'll go serious first. A decision on their hands, round one, whether to pick David Hill, unfit, or this man, Tom Bellchambers, in round one. But you might be right with your point, but I reckon the 2011 commentary team's now better than the 2009 one also.
There have been major changes. Oh, there has, of course. There's one substantial in.
What, are you putting it on Blighty?
Or Vossi.
I know, I won't name names, but could be you, Wolsey.
There's a lovely kick from Gwilt.
Dempsey at full-back. Must have been a surprise to see wearing them tonight into the commentary as Bellchambers goes up again.
Well, sealed his spot.
Yeah, I put Bellchambers in round one. Yeah.
Off to McVeigh, who beckons his forwards and Cremery to come out to half forward, and he did, but he just didn't take the mark, so not quite going for him there.
Yeah, playing the game of his life, Tom Bellchambers. It's an amazing opportunity he does for you. Obviously, Paddy Riley, you'd say the #1 big man. David Hill, obviously, he usually picks himself, but yeah, you'll have some time, I think, get a few reserves games, because this man, you have to play him.
9 points.
High contact on Monfries for 9. No, goes to Ryder, a one-on-one wrestle.
Kick through the football. That's been his issue tonight.
Dangerous kick, but it finds its way to Winderlich, who gets it to Prismal. You'd have to think, watching that Raf Clark kick a moment ago, that he has a rare form of colour blindness where he can't distinguish black from white. Bearing in mind that there couldn't be a greater contrast in the set of outfits they're wearing tonight. Shocking kick from Watson. Was that ever in play?
We've seen some...
That was never in, actually. I don't
Call,
reckon.
Tim.
He's kicked it from outside the line, and I don't think it ever came into play. So how could it go out on the full?
Spot on, Tim. It was nowhere near in play, that footy.
So he'll probably get
outside.
a reprieve, and there will be a throw-in.
You're inside when you kick the tip.
It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it, for the captain? It
Should he get
really,
another kick?
It should really be out on the full,
Yeah, it is,
isn't it?
that happens all the time.
That's a crazy interpretation, even if it's correct.
Well, it wasn't out on the full. He didn't kick it out on the full.
Bellchambers. But the last one will be terrific, so stay with us. We can't guarantee it. Dempster, Blake, Geary, great smother from Watson. He does a lot of things right. Melksham for Cremery. He runs in an open goal and surely will miss. Yes, he does. He eyed off the post and slammed it right in.
Great work there from Joe Watson, making amends for his last error. When you're 40 points up, that is great leadership.
Prismal, free kick was his if he wanted it. He opted to play on, and Melksham's under the pump, and he's lucky to get out of that.
And you'll see Brett Peake just a mongrel off the boot.
while we're showing the replay, Brendan Goddard has made some high contact, and it might be 50 as well, I think.
He's been a bit of an angry man tonight, Goddard.
Hang on, Jake, wait. You can take it from down there for 6 points, or you can take it from here for 9 points. You take it down for...
Here's what caused the free, and that is by the letter of the law.
Well, he felt there was a bit of Melksham head in his face, I reckon.
Yeah.
And he didn't appreciate it. And Jake probably needs to be a little bit careful on the evidence of that. But she'll be Jake in the end. He's lining them up with the man on the mark on the goal line.
And he pops it through. No mistake that time. Hallelujah, it's a goal.
Yeah, Brendan Goddard feeling the wrath of Ross Lyon, but Melksham, he does like it. He gives it. He gave it to Spikey McVeigh in one of his first ever training sessions. He has a boxing pedigree, Jake Melksham. But it'd be fair to say he was seeing the doctors with a few stitches. Spikey McVeigh didn't like it, Wolsey.
I wish I'd have seen it.
That was the 50, and then Joe Watson just gave him a little pat of "she'll be right, mate" to Brendan Goddard.
Goddard cooling down with the cooling drink. Yeah, just the 3 kicks for Goddard. I think he's frustrated. You know, you'd love to have 3 of him tonight because they've been shown out all over the ground, and he and Hayes just 3 kicks each on the night. Hayes for St Kilda swings them forward, but Myers comes away with it stylishly and swings it long and direct up the flank. Clark there with the fist.
He's never probably been able to become elite in that area.
Bombers dangerous again. Howlett 70 out. Miscuing the kick. Clark is there. Oh, drops the mark. The mixed bag goes on. Cramery has missed again. And again, it was very gettable. It's the game, and the television cameras can be horribly exposing at times.
Quilt's kick, Bellchambers just plucking them out of the sky at the moment, Lloydie. And then going for very low percentage passes, which he almost pulled off to Hurley. Ryder keeps it in, and maybe you should have just let it go out because there were so many St Kilda players there. And one of them, Del Santos, able to bring young Cripps quarter. Cripps goes right along the boundary, or everyone was in everyone's back there.
Push out! Your kick, Hale.
Oh, Goddard. He slammed it back too. I thought it might have been out on the full. Anyway, look, when he marked the ball, I reckon he was on there. I think the other side of the
push came first, is what they've said. There's the push there, but I think Hooker had already pushed Revolt by then. Anyway, she's out of bounds again.
Anton bravely.
He's an angry Brendan Goddard at the moment. So too Spike.
I'm here. Henry.
44-point lead to the Bombers in the last 20 seconds of the quarter, and St James is just about ready for canonisation. So impressive has this pre-season of Essendon's been. Armitage in hard. Was his back jumped on by Lonigan? No, it's holding the ball.
They haven't had a great night with the umps, the Saints, that's for sure.
Yours.
Siren just beating Paddy Ryder. Disappointing for the Bomber fans, but they like the look of the scoreboard. They're 44 points in front and virtually certain to play in the NAB Cup final.
And Brendan Goddard again expressing his displeasure. Been a tough night for him. Sunday nights are a great night to relax, and one of Wolsey's favourites from the 70s is back. Hawaii 5-0, being watched by millions of viewers around the world.